Hello one and all, this is Wolfstar Games, and welcome back to more Robotics Notes Elite. Last time we got into a family matter between Subaru and his father, and it got pretty emotional, pretty heavy, and we are now from the point of view of Mizuka at Uchagaoka Park, and she appears to be looking for Airi. So, here we go. I'm going to take a quick drink of my tea. Cheers. And we'll get into this. The reason I'm here is because I'm looking for that girl. The ghost that Kai claims to have seen. I've heard those rumors before, but didn't think it'd turn out to be Airi. I first learned about her 9 years ago. Yeah, she's known all this time. But I haven't seen her since. And that's a long time. And I didn't want to. I wonder why. After my legs got disabled, I dropped out of college and came back to the island. Oh, okay. I wonder what exactly happened. I don't... As I recall, we haven't gotten any kind of backstory on Mizuka and, how her legs got disabled. It's a tiny place. I've had plenty of opportunities to see her again. That's very true. I mean... pardon me. I mean, I could easily just make excuses since I'm an analog person who doesn't even own a tablet. So, what am I even doing right now? What do I intend on doing when I find her? So she doesn't have this all planned out. I guess she's just winging it. I don't know. What are you doing, Mizuka? It's like she just decided to go out and do this without any kind of plan. I laugh at myself and turn in the direction of the local hall remains. Oh! And there she is! Aw, hi Airi! There she is. And Airi looks like she is really happy to see Mizuka. I mean, look at that smile. So cute. We make eye contact. I forget to breathe for a second as I stare at her. Say something to her, Mizuka. It's as if she's standing there, tangibly, like a real person. I mean, AI or not, she looks very real. On top of that, Airi looks at me and happily smiles, just as she did 9 years ago. Aww. Konnichiwa! That single word is enough to shake me to my very core. It's been 9 years since we've last met, and here she is, casually greeting me like we just saw each other yesterday. Are you gonna reciprocate her konnichiwa? Come on, Mizuka. She loves to forecast the weather. Maybe she should be a meteorologist.
明日7月18日の鹿児島県種子島・屋久島地方のお天気は東の風やや強く晴れでしょう。最高気温は30度、最低気温25度、波の高さ3メートルの予想です。
変わってないね。
I bet she hasn't. It's like she's always been like this. Her innocent smile. It's like, and that innocent smile makes me smile. I mean, just anything cute really makes me smile. The fact that she likes talking about the weather. yeah. Her looks, her height.
あまりにも何も変わってなくて、ゾッとしちゃうよ。
I mean, was she honestly expecting Heidi to change a lot since she's last seen her? Her confused face is so adorable. After seeing her again, I finally realized that I wanted to express a single emotion that I've kept bottled up for 9 years. And what's that single emotion?
なあ、ID。9年、ずっとここに縛られてるのかい？
芝？アイリーにはちょっとよくわからないです。
あんたは今、幸せ
？Heidi doesn't answer. She tilts her head, waiting for me to speak again.
ねえ、アイリー。
Something deep inside my chest stings. It's like this is really affecting Mizuka, isn't it? I look up as if to escape Heidi's honest gaze.
消えてくんない？
Why would you ask that? It's like, seriously, why would she ask that? I don't know if this is out of jealousy or friendship. Back then, now, this girl has always been in the way. I can't believe that she's thought of her that way.
Samu?
Well, that was a short exchange. I was expecting a little more than that. I mean, maybe we'll get more later? I don't know. Yeah, freezing. The AC must be on full blast. The moment I set foot into this sea of filth, I get chills. I instantly have goosebumps all over my arms. I momentarily hallucinated that some foul and restless malice was lurking about. But no, it's just legit cold. The windows are shut tight and the AC is on full blast, spewing cold air. Oh my god, I would be in Kaito's shoes 100%. It's like on full blast. I'd feel like it would be freezing too. Man, this room is nuts. It's a legit fortress. A fortress of solitude? Couldn't resist that. I'm surprised she reorganized, or more like remodeled, it to this degree. I helped carry luggage when she moved in, but there's even more stuff here than before. It also got messier. Is he really that surprised that it would be really messy? I mean, she's a teenage girl. Who needs this many monitors? The Frau? I mean, her life is, you know, about how do I want to put it? Her life is exhumed. Exhumed? No, wait. That's the wrong word. Her life is surrounded by, you know, for one, Kill Ballad, which is on a screen. So it's only natural that she would be in front of a bunch of screens, especially since she has a bunch of security cameras too around the place. How many does she have wired up? Well, from this shot, there's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12? They're the only light source in the room. The screens are looping Kill Ballad demo gameplay. Interesting. That's actually appropriate, but at the same time, it's like, why does she have Kill Ballad demo gameplay looping on all the screens?
Oi, Kona-chan.
No, Kaito, don't call her by her real name. You know she doesn't like that. She's the one who invited me, but she's nowhere to be found. She answered the intercom, so she's got to be around here somewhere. Maybe she's getting dressed? That said, it's super dark, so even if she was right in front of me, it'd take a sec to notice her.
Hello, world.
Hello, world. This is the Frau, out to conquer the world. All of a sudden, a hand bursts forth from the mountain of trash in front of the monitors. Like a zombie bursting out of a grave. Jesus, that scared me. You scare easily, Kaito. Like, too easy. Save the horror movie stuff for the screen, please. No, I fully welcome this. It's like, I love horror movies, personally. Upon closer inspection, the hand didn't emerge from a mountain of trash. It came out of a mountain of blankets. Okay. So, that's why it was really muffled. I imagine the owner of said hand must be wrapped up in them somewhere beneath. Well, what exactly do you want me to lend you a hand with? Especially since you're under a pile of blankets? The slender hand opens and closes repeatedly. A remote control, maybe? Or maybe some food? I don't know. It's like, I'm just guessing here. kinda like the hand is talking. Creepy. It's like, talk to the hand. It just kind of reminds me of an old ventriloquist bit that I've seen. It's like, okay, what are you? A naked puppet. With no other choices available to me, I grab her hand. I don't think she wants to hold hands, Kaito.
うわ、冷た。手冷たすぎるよ。そりゃまあ、こんなクソ寒い部屋にいればそうなるだろうけど。
Yeah. I pull on Frau's hand and stand her up.
What's it?
Are you still tired? It's like, what have you been doing, Frau? And she looks pretty disheveled, too. I mean, I really like her with her hair down, but, you know, it's... her hair's all messy. This girl has completely abandoned her humanity. I think I said that a little weird. When I first saw her on the plane back from Kagoshima, she was dressed a bit stylish, just like a Tokyo girl. Well, she's from the big city, right? I don't know if her zero desire to go to school makes her more or less pure. I mean, not everyone is cut out for school. I mean, yes, as a child, you need to go to school. I mean, how else can you make it in life later if you don't have an education? But at the same time, you know, there's just like some people like Frau who are like geniuses and feel like going to school does nothing for them, and they're like more hands-on with learning than having to sit in a classroom and be in a lecture, you know? So, in that aspect, I could see why she wouldn't want to go to school. But that said, I don't really know for sure.
エアコン弱めたら
Yeah, I agree with Kaito. So let's turn down the AC. I almost said icy.
心配してくれてるんですね。だが断る。
Yes, I am, Frau. I am worried about you.
寒いくらいの方が好きだし。
You know, it may be cold in the game here, but right now I'm starting to get a little warm.
そんな温度じゃ PC が熱暴走するっつーの。
That's a new movement. It's like, talk to the hand. Seriously? It was also kind of like, you know, like, stop in the name of love. Her eyes start to wander about rapidly as she whispers to herself. I really don't like how Frau does this. I can't keep up. Well, try and keep up then.
あ、そうだ。ロゼッタ、おもてなし、ステップ1は。
Rosetta? Who's that?
把握。
Frau slowly opens one of the blankets she's wrapped in and folds it up neatly and places it at my feet.
どうぞ。
Why are you stuttering? Is this supposed to be a floor cushion? With no other choice, I plop down on it.
ステップ2。お菓子、ポッキーなら箱買いしてるし。
Snacks. Okay. Oh. Why did she get so much Pocky? And I'm willing to bet they're all the same flavor, right? Strawberry? It's like that's what she was eating last time, too.
先輩、何か飲む？
Is it just me, or is she talking to herself even more than when I last saw her? She's not talking to herself, Kaito.
あったかい飲み物は？
あるある。ねえよ。
Of course not. It's like-
このクソ寒い部屋でホットドリンクなしで過ごせと？
I guess you'll just have to put up with it, Kaito.
コーンスープならあるらしいよ。
Corn soup. Corn soup. That could work. Is it hot though?
あるんじゃない。じゃあそれ。
お湯沸かすのめんどくせ。
Of course you would say that. This expression on her face, it's like she almost looks like she's dazed. Like she's high or something. This is the worst. Not that I expected to be able to hold a conversation with someone who has such low communication skills. Frau's been acting restless for a while now.
まあ、君も座りなよ。
どうも。
Prompted by my suggestion, Frau sits herself down right in front of me.
俺がここに来た理由はわかる？
監禁して凌辱。それなんてエロゲ。
Pardon me. Dang it, my tea has gotten cold. Oh well. I do not want to rape you, Frau. No. Eroge. 18 plus Bishoujo. Bishoujo? Games that were popular from the late 1980s to the early 2010s, featured mainly on the PC. Even though it is called a game, you mostly just read text on screen. In the game, you grow closer to the main heroines of the story until you experience sexual events with them. While at its peak, over 1,000 titles were released from publishers, and despite its 18+ content, anime was made based off the games, which created a cult following. Not surprising. Nowadays, Phone Droid's popularity has made the market die down and move to creating apps instead. It's like I've known a little bit of what eroge is, but not too much, and this just explained it a little further for me.
は？
今のなし。
It's like, how can Kaito ignore what she just said?
チーター狩りの件だよ。
方。
Whoosh! Despite having just sat down, for some reason, Frau abruptly stands back up. She then immediately sits right back down, while holding her arms up, her arms and hands up like that.
今の驚いた時のポーズ的な。
Okay. Which means she totally forgot about our deal. That wouldn't be too surprising if she has.
ロボワン世界大会の出場はなくなりそうなんだよね。で、俺は暇になったわけだけど、コナちゃんに交換条件の借りを返してないなって気づいてね。
In exchange for Frau creating M45's program, I was supposed to help her with her cheater hunt. Those were the conditions we agreed upon, vague as they might have been. I came here of my own volition. I preferred to not interact with our club's newest member. Why? But not repaying her means she'd be shadowing me forever.
トンクス。
Tonks.
は？
She just easily confuses everyone she talks to.
トン。
ん？
ありがとうございます。
There we go.
最初からそう言えばいいのに。
先輩、テラド S じゃね？
Not just a regular sadist, but a Terra sadist. So, more of a sadist than normal?
でもそんな先輩が受けに回ると悔しい、でも感じちゃうビクビク状態なんですね。わかります。デュー。
Oh my god.
メガネとの薄い本はよ。
Thin book. Internet slang. Really, I've never heard of this one. Used mainly to talk about doshinji featuring 18 plus content. Okay, I've heard about dojinshi. Ah, I said it just fine before.
あのさ、呪詛を唱えないでくれるかな。
Magic incantation? What are you on about, Kaito? That wasn't a magic incantation. I haven't the slightest clue what she's talking about.
それで、チーター狩りのことについて詳しく教えて。
テキストで OK。
口頭で部屋に来れば詳しく教えるってコナちゃんが言ったんだけど。
私説明うまくないわけだが。
And with the way she talks, that actually makes sense that she would have trouble explaining things. Especially for someone who doesn't know her lingo.
別にいい、暇だしね。
ぐぬぬ。
What's wrong, Frau? Frau thinks to herself for a while, then sighs deeply. Looks like she gave in.
キルバラのリーダーボード出せる？
ああ、俺のポケコンからいいよ。
出た。
Frau leans up against me and peers at my phone droid. Considering how much of a train wreck she is, I thought she'd smell like sweat, but she doesn't. Well, I guess she wouldn't sweat in a room this cold. That makes some sense.
コナちゃんさ、そのボサボサの髪臭そうだね。
Kaito's not very, tactful.
嗅いでみたいとか、匂いフェチにも程があるを。でも気持ちはわかる。
It's like whenever she talks like this, it's like I can't help but just think dirty thoughts. It's like we're all capable of it, so it's like every time she says this stuff, I can't help it.
わかるな、匂いフェチでもないから。
私、髪鋼みたいに硬くて、ブラシかけるのもすごく大変です。
Hard as steel, huh? You're related to Superman?
だからめんどくさくてやってませんって言いたいんでしょ。
That would be what she would say, wouldn't it?
先輩が好いてくれてもよくってよ。
なんで俺がやらなくちゃいけないんだよ。俺だってめんどくさいよ。
It's like, don't you want to brush these lovely locks of Frau's, Kaito? Come on.
女子の髪を合法的にサワサワできるまたとないチャンスだというのに。
It's like, come on, Kaito, take a chance. Come on. Does she want me to touch her hair? Sure sounds like it.
いいから説明の続き。
Frau clicks her tongue a little, then points at my phone droid's screen.
リーダーボードの上位5人いるっしょ。
Yeah. I think the bottom 3 have changed again. I think White Bean guy used to be a little lower. Titan Man, I don't think was on there before. And I don't think Takata M was on there before either. I could be wrong. I mean, it's been a while since I've seen the leaderboards.
私、先月までこの5人全員チーターだと思ってたけん。
So, now you've thought otherwise?
確かに上位5位までは結構長い間順位固定されちゃってるよね。
You included Kaito, but he's been doing it legitimately and not actually cheating. Normally, rankings like this move around a lot, even at the top. But I think KB's hasn't moved for over half a year. That's a long time.
だから傍目から見ると余計不正行為をしているように見えるのかも。でも少なくとも俺は違う。
Umisho at number 5 is me. Yes, we know that.
それと4位のタジリンもチーターじゃない。
A friendly reminder that Tajarin refers to Tajaringa. Tajarinja? I'm still not entirely sure how to pronounce this.
なんでわかる？
わかるんだよ。これぐらいの腕になればね。手合わせしてみた時の手触りみたいなのがね、違うんだ。
And I remember was also putting a theory out that Tajarin is Misane. I wonder if that is actually true, or if it might be just someone else. But, you know, with the way that this is going so far, I have a feeling that it won't be someone else and that it will be Misane. Plus, I still think I'm just gonna say it as Tajarin. Plus, I still think Tajarin is Misane, which means there's no way they're cheating.
先輩のゲーマーとしての勘がささやくんですね。わかります。
Is that a thing? A gamer intuition?
言い方はともかく、感覚としてはそんな感じ。
12秒ホツ。
Chunibyo. I'm very familiar with this because of Steins Gate. Literally 8th grade syndrome, a term referring to a mindset exhibited primarily by teenage males. Also used as a derogatory term to refer to older people who still exhibit this mindset. Characterized by an affected attitude of nihilism or cynicism, extreme self-centeredness, delusions of power or superiority, and a consuming fear of being treated as a child. The person exhibiting these symptoms believes that they are cool, but most observers find them pathetic. Chunibyo, which is often abbreviated Chuni, also refers to the fictional tropes that teenage males often enjoy, such as ancient conspiracies, superpowers, especially powers sealed in a character's eye or arm. Okabe, I'm looking at you. Norse mythology, battles for the fate of the multiverse, etc. The consummate Chunibyo case will work such elements into his own personal backstory. 2010 was the golden age for this behavior. And I'm pretty sure that's word for word the same tip from Steins Gate. She barfs out some more words and grins. I'm just gonna ignore her. Interesting choice of a verb there, Kaito. She barfs out some more words. Above Tajirin on the rankings is an Iron Fortress. Above Tajirin. Yeah, Bob Lee, 1983. Which rhymes. An unbreachable wall leading to another world. I've fought the top 3 dozens of times up until now, but I've never gotten a legit win. Most likely because they're cheaters and they're cheating their way to the top, right? So it's like how to beat them at their own game. Number 1, Takano Ai, 1998. Number 2, Hanasono, 1991. Number 3, Bob Lee, 1983.
こいつらはチートを使ってる。俺の感触は確かだね。 対戦中に明らかに人間技じゃない動きをすることがあるんだ。
同意。私も確かめた。
Okay, so she checked as well. So, what can we do exactly to, I guess, knock them down a peg? Knock them down the leaderboards, as it were?
そもそも3人ともアカウントの命名パターンが同じなのも怪しいんだよな。
I mean, they all have a year associated with them. That has a very specific pattern. So with Bob Lee, it's like that's a very American name. But with second and first, Takano Ai and Hanasono, those sound more Japanese. So what? Like one cheater is from, from the West, the US, and the other two are Japanese. So it's like the only pattern I can see is the years. They all end with a 4-digit number. Probably a year. More than likely.
もしかするとこの3人、裏で繋がってるかもしれないな。
同じチートツールで不正してる？
Maybe.
可能性はゼロじゃない。何にせよ、チーター狩りで最初にターゲットにすべきはこの上位3人だってこと。
うはっ、オッケー。
で、どうやって狩るわけ？
先輩は単に相手と対戦すればいい。
But he has. What do you expect him to do, Frau?
チートを判別する解析ツールを作ったんで、対戦中それ走らせる。
Okay. Is that what she's been doing then? Aside from the program that she wrote to put in M45, she's also been working on this analysis tool?
相手がチート使ってれば証拠ゲットだぜ。
Okay.
最近チート使いもすごく高度になってて、なかなか証拠とか残さないんで。
And that makes it difficult to catch them.
バンするなら管理者の推測かガチの証拠を手に入れるかのどっちかしか方法ないんだけど。
Ban. Of course, we'd get a tip for this. Short for banishment. Means prohibited or not allowed to forcefully shut down a person's user account due to them continuing to break rules even after receiving multiple warnings. If the administrator just banned the top 5 rankers based on a guess, people would stop playing KB. Maybe. Maybe not. You don't really know that for sure. The trust between administrator and user would completely collapse on itself. Would it really? I mean, I don't really know, but that's why I'm questioning it. Players would fear getting banned just for doing something the admin didn't like, so they'd just leave the game. Okay, that makes a little more sense. On the other hand, cheaters get to do as they please by taking advantage of that trust. Yeah. I'm not a fan. I wouldn't be either. Furthermore, if the cheaters are hogging the top spots, I'd never be able to reach the top. Ever. And that's what Kaito is striving for, to be the top player on Kill Ballad.
何にせよ、俺は対戦するだけか。勝ち負けにはこだわらない。
More than likely it doesn't matter.
負けても大丈夫だ。問題ない。
Right, yeah. If I can win, that'd be awesome. I wouldn't get your hopes up though, Kaito. But they're using illegal tools. That's not an easy mountain to climb. Hell, out of 100 matches, I could maybe, just maybe, take one.
ちなみにさ、上位3人って俺もたまにしか会えないんだよね。どうやって対戦するつもり？
Only every once in a while. So they're kind of hard to get into a match with them then. Maybe they're not on there as frequently as Kaito is? Maybe that's why?
マッチングするまで待てばいいんじゃね？
I mean, how much time does Kaito have?
ノープランってことか。
Kinda seems like it. I can't help but sigh. Les sigh. I gaze out at the evening sun from the abandoned hotel's hallway, all the while sipping on corn soup. This is my third one. Hungry, Kaito? I've been waiting outside that stupidly called fortress room for a match. Almost 30 minutes have gone by, and still no luck. My phone droid has been wired to Frau's machine, so I can't kill time by playing Kill Ballad. Just gotta kill time the old-fashioned way. I asked her to either turn off the AC or bring the equipment outside, but she refused to do either. Of course she did. I need a drink. How selfish can she be? I gulped down the rest of the soup and decided to go back into that freezer of a room. God damn, it's cold in here.
マッチングした？
Frau is sitting cross-legged on a blanket. She lightly shakes her head back and forth. I grab my phone droid, still attached to her PC. I then wrap myself in a blanket and look at the screen.
そもそも対戦相手がオンラインにいなかったわけだが。
おいおい、それも確かめてなかったの？
さあせん。
That freaking laugh.
つまり、いつ現れるかわからない相手を待ち続けろって？それじゃ対戦できる保証なんて全くないじゃないか。たとえマッチングしてもキックされたらおしまいだし。
Kick me. Or just kick, I guess. Game lingo usually used in online play. When the host forcefully boots the player out of the room. The main reasons are bad manners, dodging matches, or to remove laggy players. That was pretty self-explanatory. I can't believe she went into this without any kind of plan. She may be a genius at writing code, but she's completely inept at everything else. There really is a paper-thin difference between genius and idiot. Wow, Kaito.
そのチート解析ツールさ、俺のポケコンに入れられないの？それならここで待機してなくてもいいわけだし。
Basically, I want to go home. He's getting bored.
できるをだが断る。
Like, stop in the name of love. I know I've already made that joke, but I swear, I'm too tempted to do that every time she does this.
なんで？
私の目の届くところでやってほしいんで。
Okay. There she goes again. Does Frau actually want me to take care of these cheaters or not? In the end, all we can do is wait. We naturally go silent. It's awkward, but I don't feel like I have much to talk to Frau about. It's better this way. Though I suppose this silence is making me feel a bit restless. Is she really okay with this temp? If I stayed in a room like this with bare shoulders, I'd definitely catch a cold. I mean, she was under a pile of blankets earlier. Maybe she's warm enough now? Yet Frau doesn't appear at all cold. She just munches away at strawberry-flavored Pocky like a squirrel. They are all strawberry-flavored, aren't they? It's kinda sketch being alone with a girl a year younger than me in a dark, abandoned hotel room like this. It's like, now Kaito has got me thinking dirty thoughts.
食事どうしてるの？
難しい字のコンビニ。
But the hard to read kanji?
ああ、慰霊商店？水香さんのところか。
Is it that really that hard to read? It's only a 10-minute walk away. It's not that far at all.
どうぞ。
Yeah? She offers me some Pocky. Oh, how nice of her. I take one and bite down on it.
もしかして主食がこれ？
Frau nods her head up and down. Ah, jeez. I feel like in a few years somebody's gonna find a skeleton in this room. Well, that's a little morose to think about.
キルバラやっていい？
ダメに決まってるけん。
My phone droid is continually looking for a match against the top 3. Apparently she added a tool for that.
ちなみにこの島ラグいんですけど。
Oh. Okay, so in the city, like in Tokyo, it's the internet connection is much faster.
それは俺も認めるよ。東京行った時にびっくりした。
Oh yeah, we witnessed that. I kind of forgot about that. It's been a while since we've had the Tokyo Robo 1 event.
こんなラグい状態で世界ランク5位とか先輩ってらすごす。
Kaito is very persistent.
これが普通だと思ってたからね。こういうもんだと思ってやればなんとかなるもんだよ。多分逆にラグのない状態で対戦した方が弱いんじゃないかな、俺。
I'm surprised he even thought that. I mean, hell, my win-loss record was awful in Tokyo.
よく考えたらコナちゃんってキルバラの開発者なんだよね。
天才プログラマーのフラウ幸次郎ですよ。キリ
For real?
暇だからさ、開発秘話みたいなの教えてよ。
Development secrets?
ごくり
Gulp. Which reminds me, I think I'm done with my tea, but I do have some water too. For reasons unknown to me, she pretends to swallow loudly. Okay, that's what that was.
別に機密情報を教えろとか言ってるわけじゃないんだけど。
I doubt there's anything like that to begin with.
先輩って使用機体は何ぞ
What machine do you main? It's like, what exactly is this question asking?
頑張れる。
Oh, what robot he uses in Kill Ballad? Is that what she meant?
頑張れるは肩パーツが外れるとドリラーのスピードが少し速くなる。
ああ、発動時でしょ。2フレくらい。
気づいてたとな。
I love this new surprised look with her sprite. Although now that I think about it, it's not really so much a sprite, but more of a character model. That's the word I was looking for. It's more of they're more character models than sprites.
あと出した後の硬直も1フレ短縮。
Huh, okay.
ああ、そんなような気はしてたんだよね。そっか、硬直短くなるのか。
教室にコンボつなげられるようになるわな。
Ultimate? Yep. Game lingo, short for ultimate. A super powerful move in video games. Only available for use at certain times, like when your HP is low or a gauge fills up and you click a special command. The damage is higher than regular moves and you can go for an upset win. Yeah, it's been a while since I've played some of it, but I have a while back I was playing the first Injustice game, and you know, I love the ultimate moves in Injustice. There's so much fun to execute.
Yeah, マジ？だとしたら大違いだよ。あ、いや、でも入力は超絶シビアだな。キャンセルって3段目ヒット後しか受け付けないよね。
Oh, you can cancel it after the third hit?
使ったりガードされてると繋がらないし。
Okay.
でもこれでドリラーが単なる削り技から一気に主力級に格上げかも。
So Kaito is getting tips from the creator of Kill Ballad of how he can win a match against the top 3 in the leaderboards. This could be very, very useful. Well, this is very, very useful information to know and to have at his disposal. So it's like he does this against the top 3 in the leaderboards, and he'll manage to win.
ドリラーをメインにした戦法を試しに組み立ててみるか。
There you go.
いいこと教えてもらったよ。さすが開発者。
That's right.
でも普通、そういうのって開発側から公表するもんじゃない？
That's a good question, actually.
言うの忘れてた。
Forgot about it, really. For someone who runs one of the most popular games in the world, she sure is lazy about it. And I wouldn't exactly say lazy, but you know, there's on the development side, there's a lot more technical stuff that goes into making a game. So it's like you have to know every piece to the development of a game. So it's only kind of natural that she would forget at least one thing.
それに、ヤシオ先輩にはそんな細かい情報必要なくね。
But she did just give him that info.
すごい能力あるでしょ。中二病的な。
I guess in a way, in his own way, Kaito is a I guess what you would call a video game chunabyo. Amazing abilities?
ロボワンの試合見た。
Oh, you did?
俺の？
Frau nods once. What did you think?
決勝で見せてた超反応。
ああ、スローモーか。
Yeah.
スロー？
Now she's confused for once.
スローモー。正式名称は別にあるけど、俺は勝手にそう呼んでる。
ニコ動にもウップされてる。
Nico video. Nico. I almost want to put in an edit of calling it Nico B. Because it's like I follow Nico B. He's I enjoy him. I know some people are not a fan of him, but yeah, I enjoy his content. Okay, anyway, Nico Video, a video sharing platform that started their service on the internet in 2006, known as Nico Vid or Nico, with no space. A known characteristic of the platform is how they show anonymous comments from people while a video plays.
海将士のキルバラ対戦動画、超反応使ってる試合。
Okay.
そうなの？
Oh. What, so the whole match was recorded? And they can be put online? Maybe my opponents have been tossing them up. It is true that I've had slow-mo activate during matches once or twice.
勘違いしないでほしいんだけど、後天的な発作だよ、あれは。能力でもなんでもない。
3行で。
3 lines? What?
は
3行で説明して教えるべき。
Oh, okay. Explain it in 3 lines.
嫌だね、話したくない。
I mean, I get why he doesn't want to explain it to anyone who doesn't know him. But at the same time, it's like, you know, his slow-mo activated during the match, so I have a feeling that at some point his slow-mo syndrome is gonna come out in one way or another, and probably also Akiho's fast-forward syndrome as well. I mean, Juna was witness to that last time, so it's like it's kind of hard to ignore something like that, you know?
発動条件は任意。
More like involuntary? I want to click my tongue. Frau seems to think my attacks are like a super move that can be activated by inputting a command. It's because she just doesn't know.
だから発作だって、俺の意思で使えるわけじゃない。っていうかさ、使える使えないっていう言い方がそもそもおかしいよ。
It's like they're attacks, but not video game attacks.
発作を切ると超反応が使えるとか、アニメなら10年前に廃れたレベル。でもガチで使えるならたまらんすぐる。
Amazing-tastic. Maybe I should start using that.
あのさ、茶化さないでくんないかな。発作中は苦しくて死にそうになるんだ。俺自身こんなのなくなればいいと思ってるしね。
It feels like he's about to die when he gets an attack. Huh.
そういうことも知らずに好き勝手言わないでくれ。これ以上聞きたがるなら君を島にいられなくしちゃうよ。
That sounds like a legitimate threat. I can't. Never mind. It sure sounded like a legitimate threat, though. If I spread rumors, I could make her an outsider at school, but she'd still be able to live here. Duh. I just wanted to get her to stop asking questions. That's fair, then. But instead, Frau leans up against me. Oh ho ho.
じゃあ、晒し合いしようぜ。
It's getting hot in here again. She whispers to me without averting her gaze. Oh. Oh. Well then. This is an interesting CG here. It's like she just looks like a child here. Then Kaito looks a little uncomfortable. While I sit there baffled, she slides into the blanket wrapped around me. Aw. Maybe she's just... Maybe she's just kind of looking for someone to... You know... someone that can be by her side. At least somewhat. I mean, how long has she been alone? I mean, her parents aren't here with her, so maybe she's just kind of lonely. She's pressing up against me. As expected, Frau's skin is super cold. But you're warm under the blanket, right, Kaito?
誰にも言えない秘密の共有。
A secret? They both share a secret that they can't tell anyone. Well, what's hers then? Is it something serious? You know, like Kaito and Akiho's? Wait. Could it be at all possible that she was on the ferry too? I mean, I guess that could be a possibility. And the music here got really ominous.
何を？
頑張れるの最終回が放送中止になった理由知ってる？
Why? That's right. Akio's told me this story time and time again. Despite the show's 3-year run, the final episode got cancelled out of nowhere. Even now, nobody knows how it ends. Does Frau actually know?
別に興味はないな。
Because you don't care about robots or robot anime. I'm serious. Although I'm sure Akio would jump at the opportunity to hear it. Most definitely.
その話をネットでしようとすると規制食らったり発言削除されたりで圧力かかる。これっかち。
Really?
典型的な陰謀論だね。たかがアニメの最終回ごときを何年も情報統制してるって。
I mean, that's a fair question. I mean, an anime episode can get you restricted.
世の中には暇人がいるもんだ。
Yeah, and I'm honestly one of them. It's like when I'm at home, I just sit in front of my television most of the time.
お前がそう思うならそうなんだろう。お前の中ではな。
その言葉そっくり返すよ。それで。
頑張れるの最終回が放送されなかったのは関係者が直前に死んだから。
She's serious? Some of the production crew died?
気分の悪くなる噂話だ。
Yeah.
しかも 一人じゃない。最低でも13人。
13 people.
は？
で、直後に監督の人が行方不明になったっつうか。
And the director went missing. Okay, this is just bringing up a new mystery, it seems. What the hell is this girl?
だからその監督が犯人じゃないかって疑われてて笑った。
I mean, that's a fair suspicion. For some reason, Frau starts snickering, like she's holding back outright laughter.
誰に疑われてるんだよ。
生き残った関係者に決まってるっしょ。
Right, yeah.
警察じゃなくて？
警察は圧力かけられて沈黙してるし、あとマスコミも。
ネットで拾ってきた噂なんだろうけど、そんなの信じちゃったわけ？東京の人はいつも偉そうにネットリテラシーって言ってるけど、鏡見てから言えってこれからは返そうかな。
Net literacy, the skill of protecting yourself from various dangers on the internet. In 2010, net literacy, yes, no, in Japan meant being able to comprehend information from multiple angles. I mean, I haven't actually heard this term before, but, you know, it is important to protect yourself on the internet, you know, from really anyone who can be a predator. And there's always that risk.
また、私の本名は古郡コナ。
Yes, we know.
古郡をもじると小郡。
Kogori. Okay.
ん？
What's she suddenly talking about?
アニメのガンバレルで監督やってた人の名前は
Is it Kogori?
小郡みなみ。
It is. I'm surprised I got that. Kogori Minami.
私のママ。
Your mother. Oh. Okay, so her mother is missing. What about her father? Where's her father? Wow, this is an interesting development. What did she just say?
ね、ちょっと待った。それ本気で言ってる？
I mean, she sure sounds like it. It's like she's not... She doesn't sound like she's joking. I can feel Frau nod ever so slightly.
殺人事件の被疑者の娘。それが私。
Sometimes murderers can be set up. Maybe her mother was set up to kill someone? Maybe?
でもこの話はガチ。で、かれこれ3年近く行方を探してきて、最近ようやく分かった。
Okay. Do you mind sharing what your one lead is?
ママが最後に目撃されたのがこの島。
Here? Really?
だから私はここに引っ越してきた。
Oh. Whoa. Hold up. Nobody asked her to hear all the deets of this crazy heavy story. It's like she's actually opening up to Kaito about this. This is like a form of terrorism. She's forcing me to hear her confession without giving me a choice. I mean, it's not a form of terrorism, but it's like, what? It's like, seriously, what is Kaito thinking here? It's like she's almost like a lost, sad little girl who's just looking for her parents. Or this could be Frau making up some ridiculous story and she just made the lie seem believable. Very likely. Regardless, I feel like this younger girl has held all the cards in her hand since we first met.
やり方が汚いな。
Frau seems calm for someone who just revealed that her mom might be a murderer. She hasn't shed a single tear either. Why? Because it's a lie. This is all BS. I've never heard anything about staff dying or the director being I seriously thought I was gonna sneeze there. I've never heard anything about staff dying or the director being the suspect. Even Akiho, the maniac, never mentioned it. And you're telling me that the killer fled to Tanegashima, of all places? A place that's kind of cut off from everywhere else because it's an island? None of it makes sense. Which is exactly why there's no need for me to play along with any of this.
いや、はっきり言ってさ、ドン引きだよ。それが本当だろうと嘘だろうと、今のは聞かなかったことにしとくわ。
Okay, so I had to get up and turn on the light here because it's like I kind of looked down and saw that, it's getting a little dark for my face cam, so like I better turn on the light. So
厄介な問題には首を突っ込みたくないんでね。
I smile insincerely. When I try to push Frau away from me, she grabs my arm inside the blanket. It's like, don't let go. It's like, then that's basically what she's saying by grabbing him like that, right? Her grip is tight, so much so that her nails dig into me. Not only is it dark, but she's hanging her head, so I can't tell what her expression is. But no matter how much I try to get her to let go, she won't. In fact, her grip only tightens. The pain starts to get intense, and I can't endure it any longer. It's like, why is she holding on so tightly? I end up groaning in pain. Just then, the matching success sound plays from my phone droid. Frau raises her head in surprise. She immediately lets go of my arm. Here's my chance. I hurry out of the blanket and look at the phone droid screen.
ボブリーだ。ランキング3位。
来ましたわ。
Snyder? I want to say that's how you pronounce that. If I recall, I have 5 wins on him, but I also have over 30 losses. My win ratio is terrible. Well, at least he's won a few times against him. And I remember you have to win like an X amount of times in order to get higher on the leaderboard. So it's like, how many more wins does he have to get to beat him? I only got those wins through luck.
ボブリーはスナイデル使いだお。
ああ、知ってる。
The Snyder is a long-range sniper type, unlike Gunvarel's hand-to-hand style. Weak CQC, but strong long-range offense. I don't know what CQC is. The troublesome thing about Bob Lee's Snyder is how astounding his sniping abilities are.
ネットのファンサイトじゃ精密機械って異名で呼ばれてる。
Precision Instrument. Interesting nickname.
精密どころの話じゃないでしょ。異常だよ。
Abnormal, huh? This guy likes matches on the city map. Urban combat is full of obstacles, but he can snipe precisely through the tiny gaps in those obstacles. It doesn't even matter how fast I'm moving around. There's no way that kind of precision is possible using the naked eye. He normally lands 3 hits during a match, so you can't write it off as dumb luck or intuition. That's why I suspect that Bob Lee is a cheater. He might have an overhead view of the whole map, or is using cheat software like an aimbot or something.
もう一度聞くけど、別に勝たなくてもいいんだよね。
OK。対戦さえすれば。勝機ある。
近づくことさえできれば、あとはボコボコにしてやるんだけど。
But if it was that easy, I wouldn't have 30 losses against Snyder. Yeah.
まあ、やれるところまでやってみるさ。
That's all we're asking for. Okay. This is a long string. Okay. There we go. Movie show did it! You win!
どうよ！チート使ってこの程度か。恥ずかしすぎるね。
Now that wasn't luck. That was just, pure skill. Right? I mean, he says that that his wins against Bob Lee were all, luck. But, Kaito's very skilled at the game, so I wouldn't exactly say that Kaito has just gotten lucky against him. Just takes skill. I pump my fist into the air. Excuse me for getting excited, but I usually can't beat this guy. Well, we just beat him for the 6th time, though, now. Well, I think with that win, with that high note, I think I'm actually gonna stop it here. So we'll have to leave Frau in her dazed, far off look in her eyes for a while until I pick this back up again. So I hope you all enjoyed watching, and thank you all for watching as well. And if you enjoyed the video and want to see more, like, favorite, and subscribe to become part of the pack. And don't forget to claw that bell icon so you know when a new video comes out. And as always, everyone, I hope you all have a great day or night, wherever you may be.